Right, with me, I've got Ruby, a.k.a. KGT's sister, a.k.a. Trent's sister.
Yeah.
But she's Ruby. She's here. She's live in the house. We've also got Doyle. Let me start off by asking Ruby, your thoughts on the game?
All I can say is a win's a win. There's not more. Obviously, we struggled second half, but we've come away with our first, which is painful to say, our first away win. That's it.
I must say, I was impressed by the way you came out the traps fast, but in the second half, they pegged you back a bit, got a goal, and you're up against it. Doyle.
Yeah, I mean, we knew they were going to do that to the second half team. And Tottenham have this game plan where they don't seem to play until they can see the goal. Yeah. And that's exactly what they did today. They had 15 minutes of good play in the first half, but it was just a clinicalness from us. We got 2 chances, proper chances, and we took them. Yeah. Mo Salah is a world-class player. He's back on his game now and he's scoring loads of goals. And I think that was just the difference. You could just tell when he didn't have Son today, I knew we'd be too much for them, we'd be overwhelming them. I watched them play in the Champions League a few times and they were just soaking up too much pressure. And when you do that against the likes of Nunes, Salah, quality players, Thiago's, you can see goals. And so we basically dominated in the first half, took our chances, and it was just too much for them in the second half. They couldn't catch up to us.
Yep, I agree. Although, Doyle, you mentioned the attacking players there, and fair enough, but I've got to say, Konate in that second half, man, he stood out.
Wow. I think for the past few games, Konate's played. Who was it we played the other day? Napoli in the Champions League. He just had them in his pocket. He had them on lockers. He's a player that's not rated enough apart from by the Liverpool fans. And you've seen it today. He's young, he's got strength, he's got pace. He had them all. He had them all. And you can't ask anything more from a young centre-back.
Man of the match, really.
Yeah, I was going to say...
He's my man of the match.
Salah got the goals. Konate kept the goals out the other end. Who would you say is man of the match?
We were both saying, if you watch the live stream, we were both saying that Konate, even though Salah got the goals, Konate, Ibu, all day.
Brilliant. He's a very intelligent footballer as well. He's not just got the attributes of a strong person and a fast person. He's intelligent. He can read the game. He knows when to get to the ball. He knows when to meet it. Like what you were saying earlier, he doesn't let the ball bounce. He doesn't. He usually goes for it. So definitely man of the match. And then up top, Salah, man of the match as well.
So back to Ruby. You said your first away win this season. Do you think that's a turning point?
I mean, I feel like when we've been winning games in the Champions League and things like that, we've felt, oh, maybe this will carry on. But you've just got to take every game as it comes. Everybody knows that with the Premier League at the moment, if you slip up at any moment, there's that much class hidden within each team that there'll be repercussions from it. So hopefully, you can hope, but to be realistic, you've just got to take each game as it comes, personally.
Absolutely. And Doyle, based on what you're seeing at the moment, especially today, do you think you can mount a top 4 challenge?
I think that we're getting progressively better. I think players like Nunes are progressively getting better and the stats are showing it as well. I think that we've got something to hold on to in the Champions League, which is only going to hopefully translate into the Premier League. Yeah, why not? We are Liverpool, we can still do it, and we are turning up to these big games. We lost against Arsenal, we lost against United, they were 2 away ties. In Anfield, we've been doing pretty well. And I think for the lads, it's just a mentality thing. They're building it back up and they're getting that mental endurance again because they've been battered over the last season. So, yeah, I think we can. I do.
And would you be fair to say that you're prioritising the Champions League?
100%. I think from the way we've initially started, both the Champions League and the Premier League, we have had the upper hand in the way we've played in the Champions League, which means that when things start to fumble and fall within the Premier League and we're not necessarily taking chances that we've had today, we've had multiple other chances like that against Leeds, against any other team we've played. But I think at the moment, the way it's gone, we just want to get at least top 4, like you mentioned, so that we can then progress and play the Champions League in another year. But I do think that Champions League is our focus.
It has to be, doesn't it?
And one last question I'm going to put to Doyle. So we've got the World Cup coming up soon, then soon after that, when they come back, the transfer window. Who do you want to see Liverpool sign, or where would you like to see? What areas do you want to see strengthened?
I think we all know midfield, when we've got players like Ox and Keita who are not really contributing like we would want them to, we need to strengthen in that area. Also, we've got players like Hendo and Thiago who are fantastic and play really well, but they're injured all the time. Fab not really on his game this season. We do need to strengthen the midfield. Problem with this is I'm terrified of price tags after the World Cup because,
Yep.
wow, they go up after that.
Yeah.
Also, it's mid-season and we all know it's expensive in mid-season as well. And also, my heart, I'm going to say it, is on Jude Bellingham. It is. I want Jude. I don't know if he's going to come. My brain's telling me he won't after our season performance, but if we're gonna wait to sign anybody, I'd wait to sign him and not do it in January.
Would you sign Jude and Declan Rice? Because everyone's going on about Declan Rice.
Absolutely.
All right,
absolutely.
then. Declan Rice or Madders?
Oh, this is heavy. This is I'd say Madders. The opposite, this the creative vibe that we need. We've got solid.
But what if Fab wants to go?
Oh, then you're gonna have to go for the other Deck Rice. It's hard, isn't it? We're in
It's a big debate. It's a big debate.
Imagine how Klopp feels.
But anyway, I'm going to round up now. Congratulations on your win today.
Thank you.
And yeah,
Thanks
that's
for
great.
having us.
No problem.